What's up, everybody? Welcome to another West Coast Live. Tonight, it's all California on here. Our Oregon and our Nevada guy are both scrambling to fix those oddball, Ford truck and all that stuff, Jason and Chris are both scrambling right now, trying to get their trucks back together for this coming weekend. Been hitting a lot of roadblocks, especially with Chris's. But they're almost done. I talked to them a little bit ago. They're almost done, so they might check in with us. But tonight we got Brian Massetti, MLM Motorsports. This weekend he's got a doubleheader, Willits on Friday night, and Lakeport, which we haven't been there since. When was the last time, Jason?
Well, it's right when I got half redone, so that was 2013, 14, something like that.
It had to have been after 15 because his new sled was in 15.
So 15, let's see, yeah, because that was right after they switched the track promoters. So yeah, around there.
So we got a doubleheader coming up this weekend. We're gonna have a Puller's Convoy on the California highways and byways.
What is that? Highway 20, and then what do we take to get down to your place, Jason? We're going to clog that one up Saturday.
Yeah, 20 and 29. So
29.
Yeah, you'll take 101 to 20 and then cut over. There's a roundabout there. It's wide enough, which is good. You can hit Carl's Jr. right there before you head up to Lakeport. But yep, 20 and 29. It'll be good. I know a lot of people here in town are really looking forward to the event. There hasn't been any pulls here in a while or monster trucks. I think I know Donald up and Dandio has been working on getting some stuff going, but I know a lot of people are really looking forward to the pulling action up here this weekend.
We are too. We're excited to come back up to your stomping grounds and be a good weekend. When Blair called me and asked if we had anything going, it's a Saturday after Willits, if we wanted to come to Lakeport, I said, oh, hell yeah, we got to make that happen.
Yeah, right down the road, man. That's good.
50 miles or something. On the way home, no less, for most of us.
Yeah.
So
no, it's going to be good. I know there's a couple old trucks that guys used to pull Ukiah years ago and hit Willits once in a while. One of the guys stopped by my shop last week and said he's going to bring it out, just stock trucks, but they're looking forward to it, so it'll be fun.
That's cool. We need that because that's what brings the local folks out to watch their buddies, right?
Yeah, no, that's down. I told everybody that shows up, they get a free T-shirt and a 6-pack of beer. So it'll be all kinds of people lined up.
Awesome.
No, I'm just kidding, Brian.
Hey, Brian, we getting in line?
We've been rolling T-shirts for the T-shirt cannon, so we are going to give away some free T-shirts. Both shows.
Cool. Yeah. Right on. I look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah.
What's up, Cody? I know you're on there Monday night, and you can always load up, and you can possibly be here in 2 days.
Boy, that'd be a nonstop drive.
Yeah, it would.
Depends on what kind of truck driver you got, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we want to talk a little bit about let's go back one little bit. This actually is the 2-year anniversary of starting West Coast Live. And we did the very first one with Brian with Yuba City, Willits, and Eureka.
Eureka.
Yeah, it was a three night event.
Yep. That's right.
A big circle.
I did
2
it
years
from the
ago.
parking lot in the travel trailer in Yuba
Yep.
City.
About 110 degrees outside.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it was hot in Yuba. I remember that. That was hot.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
a little
2
little
years
cooler
ago.
in Willits, and then just really nice in Eureka.
I hope Jason orders some cooler weather down in Lakeport for that Saturday at least.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, it's been fluctuating. We had a good day yesterday in the 80s. The cloud cover came over, but we've been mid 90s to the hundreds. So I know the track there in Lakeport, if they don't put too much water on it, the dirt's always been pretty good there. So should be some good pulling action. But yeah, the heat there. We got lots of water. We got a swimming pool. Come on over. You hear that, honey?
Caltroff.
He's swimming.
Everybody's going to Ingham's.
Yeah.
No, it's
we
good
got
to get.
Michigan checking in.
Huh.
It's probably a lot cooler in Michigan.
You
Yeah.
think? They've been getting some rain up there and weird storms again, man. I think there, the Dakotas, they've been getting hammered, poor people.
So, but also too, I wanted. There's Kevo.
Yeah.
Want to also go back and talk a little bit of history, and dang it, some of the pictures wouldn't load for me earlier. So, but to go back a little bit on the history of
I can get the
side
pictures.
of it.
I can get the pictures I sent you.
Yeah, I tried loading them, but some stinking reason I could get them loaded.
Huh.
Russell's checking in from Wisconsin.
What's up, Russell? How's the trip, man?
So now, since Russell popped in there real quick, I do got a question for the both of you. Russell's old truck is the old full fueling around. Okay, was it the original body from Natural High?
No.
I don't
That
know,
was-
but I don't think so.
I think Dan Moore had that was Natural High, the original one that was red, white, and blue. And for some reason, I remember somebody telling me that body got taken off that frame, and then somebody over where he lived, he was from Dos Palace or something, right? Somewhere over there. I think they used it and put it back on the street or something.
So, anyways, let's go back to the pool. Like I said, Willits is on Friday night. Yeah, we got a banner here for it. Willits on Friday night, Lakeport on Saturday night.
For Willits, I want to remind everybody that you enter the pits from East Valley Street,
Yeah,
and if you like map the Willits Frontier Days ground or the rodeo grounds, it'll take you to Commercial Street, but you cannot get in from Commercial. So
yes.
from Main Street, you would turn east onto East Valley Street, and there's a post office there with a flagpole. Is the only way I ever know where to turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you blink, you'll pass the entrance.
And then the entrance, there's a couple little houses, and then this driveway. If you pass the driveway, there's a pasture, and then there's Fred and Marcy's house on the left. But the driveway, usually they have a little sign that says entrance or contestants or something for their rodeo guys. But we got to remember it's East Valley Street, not East Commercial, because you can't. Well, you can keep going east over by the bypass and then hang a right and come in, but then you're turning right to come into the pits, and that's going to be even harder. So we got to remember it's from East Valley Street, and you would turn to the north to go into the pit area. So
And then also, too, it is number 2 event on Lakeport the next day. It's number 2 of the 4 event Major League Mini Series
yep.
for
So
the Pro Modified class.
Friday night, the Pro Mods will have our normal traditional purse. And then Saturday is part of the mini series, thanks to the friends of the major leagues. And that's round 2. Spike Reeve was the big winner of round 1. Well, actually, and then Garrett was second place. So I'd say that household did okay.
And then
Right
Spike was 4th, beating me by that much.
Yep. So it was
But
that
yeah.
much on the track, but it's a little bigger on the check.
Yeah, a little bigger.
Yeah.
You had a Chevy, John. That'd have been about 6 inches ahead of the other guy. Just remember
Whoa,
that.
whoa,
That
whoa,
was the
whoa, whoa,
Motorspots.
whoa, whoa. No, it's all a great time. I mean, that to go back a little bit, go back on Stockton. I mean, you couldn't ask in our class. I'm just speaking for our class. You couldn't ask for a better group of trucks in a tight race.
No, it was. And that was I just talked to Josh from Stockton today, and it's the first time we've actually talked since the event, and they were thrilled. Moving it to Friday was the best move they ever made. Their profits went way up. The numbers were way up. I heard they sold out of beer, which is a good thing for them. So that will be Friday, June 13th next year. It's still Father's Day weekend, and it will be Friday. It worked out great for them. So he said the only negative was their parking income was down, but that's because more people were already there, and they just stayed to watch. So it was a good move for them, and so they are doing it again. 2025 will be Friday the 13th. So we're excited to be heading back there. So that, but he was still complimentary of the show and the equipment that was there. I still can't believe we had 70 hooks there on Friday.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
And it was all good stuff. Everybody made a good pass.
Well, it
Except
flowed real well too.
What's that?
It stayed flowing real well too.
Well, and I want to thank Fred and Lanny Ray for that, because they were helping push everybody to the track, and I think how we had everybody staged really played into that. It was, and we appreciate everyone's cooperation to make that happen, because one or two people are really just lollygagging and taking their time, then it just drags the show out, and the crowd's there to see action. They're not there to see us prep the track. They want to see some pulls go down the track. So
yeah. And with having the room that we had there is a nice layout, and we could lay everything where it just flowed.
Yep. No, it went great. Everybody was pleased with that. So we're very thankful to all of our competitors and our whole team that pitches in and makes everything happen. It takes a whole team, from top to bottom. So.
Yep. It takes. Not camaraderie, but everybody, like you said, the whole team. It takes everybody working together all the way from the venue to the promoter to the puller, all the way across the board. Everything just goes seamless whenever you just got everybody just.
And we're very fortunate with the pullers that we have that support our events. It starts at pre-registration online, and then when they get there, my mom and Christy, and if Lexi's there helping, they're all out in the heat all day doing this stuff all day long. So we really appreciate the people that just come in and are respectful and, just are cool about it, because, they're only there for 2 minutes registering. The girls are out there all day long. So we appreciate everybody coming in and getting everything done, and then going across the scales and staging. It just start to finish. We're just very grateful for the support that we have and for the pullers that come out to our events.
There we have it. Elvis is joining the building, leaving tomorrow.
You bringing your 2-wheel drive, Dave? Come on now. I need a class. We got to have 2 for a class. Come on, Dave. You got room on the trailer. No, Brian, I'm glad you mentioned that. It'd be nice to everybody try and get there as early as they can, because I know that cutoff for the weekend, everyone's heading to the coast. And I know they got the bypass by Willits now on 101, but it's still anybody that wants to go to Mendocino or Fort Bragg, they're taking that exit. So it's good you mentioned it. Try and get on the road early if you can.
Well, and every year, it seems like every Friday pull, I'm getting text messages or phone calls. Oh, the traffic's terrible. I got this, we got that. Well, I understand that. And I know that people got to work till a certain time and then leave, but, Willits is a pretty good haul for most of our competitors. So, we're leaving tomorrow. We're coming over, and I know there's going to be quite a few people there. So make a good weekend out of it. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's last year we got actually stuck in a fire
Right.
on the way up.
No
Yeah,
fires
fire.
right now, guys. No fires. We had a pretty good scare last week, but there's nothing going on up here right now. Praise the Lord. So we're good to go. Yeah, let's keep it that way. Yeah, I think everything's good. They got, as usual, construction on 101, but that mountain moves all the time, so it's always going to be that way. But anybody coming from 5 over 20 to 29, there's a stop right there at Blue Lakes, and it's a traffic stop, and they're pretty good about moving everybody through, but they're basically moving some of the mountain back because the slides every year from the rain have been knocking that part of the highway out. But just let everybody know there might be a little delay right there, but after that, up to Willett should be pretty good.
Cool. That's how we're going to come over.
Nice.
That's how I come over too. And I don't have to hit the toll bridge.
Yeah.
Well, the casino's usually your toll bridge, right, JB? Pi Gal. You're not stopping there this year, are you?
I'm not staying there this time.
Okay.
Staying in the trailer this time.
Cool.
I look forward to seeing you guys. Last year was a lot going on, but we're ready to go this year. Yeah, so should be starting to make some pulls with you guys. I can't wait. It's gonna be good.
Looking forward to it. The other thing we're doing this Friday, and we've made posts on Instagram and Facebook, but we're putting together a little potluck for Friday night after the pull, because there's going to be so many people staying right there in the pits. We thought it'd be great just to hang out. And they do have, if you remember, right after the pull ends, their street dance starts right there in the corner of that parking lot, or that paved lot. So they'll have a band there, and that'll go for a few hours. And then, you can go hang out there, or we'll just go back to the trailers and cook and eat and have a good time. So,
yeah, I threw in about a 15-pound watermelon in the cooler right now, so that'll help out.
All right, cool.
Especially when it's hot. So,
Jack, what hat you looking for? Cody put a thing up here just a second ago. We struggle to get everyone to show up at a decent time with the United Pullers of Minnesota. We always aim to show up early so we don't have the rush, because it helps everyone out. When you don't have to rush, you get teched and you get ready. It does. It definitely helps out getting there early and getting everybody teched and everything else. And that's one thing I gotta say too, is it seems like this year, the couple events that have happened so far, weighing, teching, staging is, for some reason, has gotten smoother. I don't know if it's just because everybody's on their A game and got everything ready to go. And we've looked at these trucks so many times. And also, too, these trucks have gone to different organizations out of our areas that have been teched by PPL or NTPA or something like that. So we know the trucks are within spec. I don't know if it's just a lot of that, or what do you think, Brian?
Well, last year and this year, Trevor and James and then the Cal Poly team,
Awesome.
they're running the scales for us, and they are doing a fantastic job. And, Trev's got a good way of telling people what needs to be taken care of or how it needs to be without coming across as aggressive. So I think they've got a good handle on that, on how it's going. And then they also, the boys know everybody that's there and have good relationships with them, so that helps too.
Yeah.
So, and Jason, these guys are all working like crazy right now while I'm just sitting here. But the box with your mag is in the orange Kubota.
oh, awesome! I'll look for it. Thank you, appreciate that.
I'm probably gonna forget by Friday, but there's a cardboard box for you.
At least you told me, so I know it's somewhere. So we're good.
You're taking parts for him, and I'm taking parts for Doug. So Doug, your mag parts are in my trailer already. But now we're heading that way, and got sort of sidetracked here. Talk a little bit too, Brian, about how your dad got started. I know he's busy out there in the shop and everything else, but I couldn't get those pictures to load, but with the panel van and then building of Yellow Fever and then Outlaw and stuff.
So Dad started in the mid '70s when Danny Coelho brought a pull to Madera, and he started with a '57 Ford panel that his dad bought new in '57. That was a parts van for the radio repair business. So then when Dad was, I don't know when he did it, but somewhere before he started pulling, it was a 2-wheel drive truck. So he put a front end and a transfer case in it, and then he ended up putting a 460 in it, and that's what he pulled with for the first couple of years. He still has the truck, and he's actually in the process of rebuilding it again.
Right on.
So he started with that, and then shortly thereafter, he built Yellow Fever. And back then, it was a flatbed and same cab and front end that we have now, but a shorter wheelbase flatbed. And I think back in those days is when they'd run like 4,500, 55 and 6,500 pounds. And I mean, these guys that's a 2,000 pound swing that they're moving all that weight. I'm glad we don't have to do that kind of stuff anymore. I can do that. But, so Dad started, around when I was born. And then, hang on, they're going to get that Kubota out of the way. No, they're working.
Just like everybody else is working, getting ready.
Yeah. So, Dad started in the '70s, and then as a little guy, that's all I wanted to do was go with Dad to the pulls and just go hang out with all these guys. And, it was Mike Shelley, the Riberos, of course, Dan and Gary was around. Bruce was there, Paul was there, and like Jesse Alarcon, all those older guys would go to the pulls. And a lot of times, like some of them, when Dad would travel with the Riberos a lot, with the One Trick Pony and the Californian, I'd ride in the truck with him.
And Meredith there.
Yeah, but then I would ride with them in their truck. Like we'd go down to San Diego or something. I'd ride with Dave and his dad. And then it was cool. I didn't know it at the time, but I was just hanging out with my dad's buddies. Well, my kids are older now, but when the boys were younger, it was the same thing. All of my buddies were looking out for them and taking care. They'd ride with them or drive their side-by-sides or whatever. So it's pretty awesome for me to be able to see, for our whole family to be involved, but to have my boys out there driving and like they've been working on stuff. They built some blower guards for the tractor today.
Cool.
Really awesome what they're doing. It's cool. I told them last night, I said, hey, we need to make some new guards here like this. So they both lit up, and Trevor's been doing a bunch of mill work, and we cut them out on the plasma table, and it's neat to see this kind of stuff.
Nice.
And of course, Mom and Dad are still very involved. Obviously, Kevin's involved, and Amanda and the girls, Kevin's wife and daughters, are coming this weekend too. So that's kind of exciting for us. Everybody will be up there.
Well, and you hit on a key thing there too, Brian. It's a generational deal, and all the friends and everything else, and the whole pulling network turns into a big family. And a great example, and it's not a pulling example that I'll use, is in 2019, my daughter moved down to Clovis, totally out of her element, the whole 9 yards. The first thing, whenever Brian heard that she was moving down to Clovis, is he told me, he says, hey, if she ever has a problem, I'm only one phone call away, and I'm only 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes of how the puller organization turns into a family.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're 100% right. And that's awesome. I don't know. I mean, pulling's the only hobby I've ever had, the only thing we've ever been involved in. So I can't speak to other racing or other hobbies, but it's awesome what we have in pulling. And it's not just here. It's, from the little bit of other pulls I've been to, or for as much as I talked to Jason, like we're all the same. If it was somebody, I mean, it's all the same for all of us. But which is pretty awesome, and we get to do a pretty cool hobby.
Yeah,
I think
a lot of fun.
So, yeah. So
then, what year did Fever come about?
I don't know, like 79 or 80, 78, somewhere in there is when he only ran that panel truck for a couple years, and then he built the Yellow Fever. And then it's obviously been changed over the years, as we all have. And I don't know when the current frame was built, but probably late 80s or early 90s. And then it still had the military front end until I think around when I was in high school, we put the Rockwell in it. And then, Joe Bogosian always built our engines.
Yeah, awesome guy.
And that's actually the reason that I bought the Prosecutor from my buddy Kenny, because Joe had built that engine for Kenny, and it just been sitting, and that's what's in Yellow Fever now.
All right.
So that was the whole reason I did. I mean, I had no reason for me to have another pulling vehicle, but I wanted that engine, and then luckily we were able to sell the truck, and it's in a good home now. They put it back together, and anyways, so that's been our Yellow Fever is just that's been part of the family. My dad brought it to kindergarten for me for show and tell. That was
right on.
And then when Trevor,
did it run back in the day whenever they still had the 45, the 58, and then the 62s?
Yeah.
Back when they had the light pro mods?
Yeah. They ran all them different classes. And
yeah,
Dad used to do all that. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm glad we don't have to do that stuff.
Yeah, you got to have another buddy with a truck, bring all the weights,
If we got to move 25-pound weights, it wears me down. I'm not into all that.
No, it's just a lot too hot, man.
Yeah. So Dad took Yellow Fever to kindergarten for me. And then when Trevor, who's going to graduate from Cal Poly next year, when he was in kindergarten, we took it for, I think they call it sharing day back then. I don't know what it's called now, but you had to go by a letter. This week was Y, so we brought Yellow Fever, and then took pictures with all his little kindergarten classmates. And then when James was there, we did it. And then Lexi and Addison are the same age, so when they were in kindergarten, we brought it. But I think when they were in kindergarten, we brought the whip too, so that was kind of a little bonus for the girls. And then Kevin's younger daughter Emily, when she was in kindergarten, we brought it too. So it just that old truck's been a part of the family forever. So it's really awesome now that James is driving it. Well, we've all driven it. Trevor drove it for a while, but now James is predominantly the driver of that one. So
I think James is the best so far. I don't know. He seems like he's got a little bit heavier hand or heavier foot, but I think he's the best so far. Not being mean, but
I don't know. I still got to give it to Mr. Jim. Mr. Jim.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Last year at MJC, he climbed back in that seat. He gave us all a whooping.
He did.
That's cool.
He did. We're trying to talk him into driving the tractor, but he doesn't want to.
Because that microphone's a lot steadier.
Yeah.
Well, the two-wheel drive stuff's a little different. You got to be a little different to drive those. You know that, Brian?
Yeah.
Four-wheel. Yeah. Well, I'll show up early at Willett, so man, just you can jump in half or you give her a rip. I change the rear end. So you can too, John. The keys are in it. You guys just take her for a ride.
Yeah, I think I'll stick to the sled.
I like riding in your sled. It's nice.
Yeah.
So then you had Outlaw after that, or Outlaw in the middle of that.
So we started, and that was before we started MLM. I was still in college, and we bought I think it was called Buddy's Toy. It was down in Apple Valley or somewhere south of Apple Valley, because there was a pool down there, and my dad and grandpa were going to a convention. So Dad drove the truck down. I rode with my grandpa, and then they took off and went to Palm Springs. And I was going to stay in that trailer we had living quarters, but Pat Imperatrice and his buddy, I forget his name, John something, I think. They said, "Oh, you're not staying out here by yourself. You come to the hotel with us." So that was the night that I ended up at the saloon with Kathy was there, and Dave Ravella, course, John Nold and their whole crew was there. And so anyway, we stayed there with them for all night. And then the next morning, Mike Imperatrice and I went and picked up this truck and we threw it in our trailer and we hauled it home. I think he just wanted the wheels and tires. So we bought the rest of it. And it was a short bed, so we lengthened it and then ran that for a few years. And then I started MLM and we bought the sled from Gary. And we did that for a few years. Well, but we must have done that for 6 years, because when Christy was pregnant with James, I sold the Outlaw because we said it's too much work to have 2 trucks and the sled and put on events. Plus, we had a 2 or 3 year old at home and another one coming. So we sold that truck and it went to Maine. And then probably 3 or 4 years later, Kevin and I decided that we needed to build a tractor. So we bought that chassis, and it was only going to be a single engine. And then we found some other parts and we said, well, we'll make it a twin engine. So we did that. And then we bought the new sled a few years later. And then we bought the gray truck a few years after that. So I thought we were busy back then, but I didn't even know.
And outgrew the other shop.
What's that?
It outgrew the other shop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we.
Oh, right on. That's a good picture. Right on.
So that was I think that was Winnemucca. Well, that plaque will tell us what year it was, but we got Dad to drive the gray truck for the first time at a pull.
Cool.
So,
yeah,
and it's just cool, like to see the boys smiling like that with, that must have been last year.
Yeah.
But that speaks volumes out. Just, the grandpa or what we call him, Nono, and the 2 boys. It's just cool.
Priceless, man. Priceless. Stuff's awesome. Hey, Brian, is Outlaw still got the same name out there in Maine, or do you know if they changed it or what?
I don't know. I kind of lost touch with them. But then when I was selling the Prosecutor, I had it listed, and this kid, I forget his first name, but he messaged me, and his last name's Theriault. And I said, holy shit, that's kind of not a common name. So we were messaging. I said, and he just wanted to buy the body of the Prosecutor, but I wasn't interested in that. And I said, hey, I sold a truck to a guy named Glenn Theriault 15 years ago, whatever. Any relation? He said, that's my dad. So this kid, I met this kid back then. He was a kid back then, a little guy. They drove all the way out here and picked up the truck and drove it all the way home, on a trailer.
Wow.
So anyways, they're still pulling, but I don't know if they still got that chat. I don't know. I didn't ask him too much. We were just messaging. So anyways, that's kind of the condensed version of how we got to where we are.
Yeah, and then a couple garden tractors and
we got
projects.
4 garden tractors and
little projects and
yeah.
And then I built this thing up, and now you got the invitational and it's starting to really pick up steam with the amount of people that from even Midwest that are looking at it and everything else. It's just done a very good job, Brian.
Thank you. That event had been a dream of mine for, I don't know, the last 15 years or more. You have to have a destination event, but I was always trying to figure out where can we do this? And then one time we were working with Kenny Shepard there when we were pulling in between his races, and that was cool. It was organized chaos, but it was cool. And I thought, this is the place. This is where we need to do this. And so I talked to Kenny, and he was all gung-ho, and they're super helpful to us. And, trying to get a date with the fairground schedule, the speedway schedule, everything else going on, other pulls. The only weekend I can get is November 8th and 9th this year, and I know that's on Denair. And we looked at moving to a different location to go a different weekend, but it just doesn't work for us. So we, we're trying other things, but for us, for that event, and I know there's some people not happy with it, but we're going to keep doing it because it is a great event and it is elevating truck and tractor pooling. It's elevating.
And like you said, it started off with going to the Harvest Classic there, and then I think it was 2019, because COVID you know, we didn't pull that C word year. It was, you know, we did MAV TV for the Harvest Classic in
That's
19.
right. That's right. They
And
put us in on
that's
that.
been played several
They made a
times.
whole episode about that, right? They didn't just put us in on a race. They made an episode just for us, which is and Kenny
it was
didn't
broadcasted.
pretty awesome. So
yeah, it's been broadcasted several times.
Yeah.
But you know, that was the first pick of it. And then also now it's live streaming and everything else, and you know, with GSI being live streamed, and then also now we had Stockton live stream.
Yes.
Did you ever hear how that went as far as Stockton's live stream?
You know, I forgot to ask Josh today, but it was really a cool setup that Speed Union TV, Roy, I just met him through all this, but they actually, I checked, they do a ton of tracks, dirt tracks, and they do off-road racing and whatnot. That was the first tractor pull they'd ever done. And actually,
cool.
somebody just messaged me yesterday and said that he was just rewatching the feed, and he said it was so cool that they did a great job. So, but the way Roy did it, they went to AgFest and said, "Hey, we'd like to live stream this, and we'll give you 25% of the proceeds." And so when Josh told me that, I said, "Hey, that is awesome, but don't expect much because it's hard to sell." I mean, we've gone backwards big time twice on our live stream because of the cost of the production and the cost of putting it out there. And you got to sell a ton of not subscriptions or whatever in order for it to pay off. But
A ton of air.
What's that?
A ton of air. You got to sell a ton of air.
Yeah, you got to sell it. But so it's a win-win for the Ag Fest because one, it gets more eyes on their event, and they're going to get something out of it. You know, it didn't cost them anything. So, and the other thing about that Speed Union TV is that they have like annual subscribers or monthly subscribers that are watching their races. So they're going to tune in and see a tractor pull that they may not know about it. So we just opened ourselves up to a whole nother audience also. So I think
awesome.
It's fantastic. And I'm going to talk to Roy and see if they're ever in an area where we're at. You know, we can do it again.
Yeah.
Well, it just seems like the pulling's picking up real big on the West Coast again, especially California area. Seems like a lot more guys are building trucks. You see different ones and hear about different ones being built. So I know they all want to be a part of what you're producing, Brian, which is really good.
Yeah.
Fantastic show and awesome people to be around, and it's killer, man. It's awesome.
I really do feel like our pulling out here we're definitely on the way up. You know, right before COVID, we were doing a ton of shows and everything was rolling along. And then obviously we just got kicked in the gut for a couple of years. Then there was really light year or two where guys weren't coming out or they were rebuilding, but I think the spark and the energy is back. And I'm seeing it. And
Sure.
Hell, we got 2 Grand National mod tractors out here in California now. I mean, I don't, but Kevin Moore has those 2 badass tractors. And I mean, that's just elevating everything. Then you got Melanesio's camp with those 2, the single and the twin, that are just dominant. Donnie Fagundes is building another twin. The Corzines tractor is out here. It's in Tulare, I think.
Right on.
Good family getting involved there. So the level of equipment is it's on the rise, and it's cool to see. And then there's a badass blown 2-wheel drive truck that's I think going to be back in California next week that'll live here. And I just talked to another guy yesterday that's kind of thinking about dabbling in that class. And I don't know how many or who we're getting, but we are going to have some 2-wheel drives at the Invitational this year.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm working on Donald Nelson. I'd love for him to come out because we have his own tractor. If we can get him to bring out a 7,400-pound tractor and a couple 2-wheelers, and then Cameron Neves from Texas also with the Cotton Candy and High Cotton, if we can get them to come out. I talked to him in Illinois this year. So anyways, we kind of got sidetracked onto the Invitational, but things are looking good for that.
Well, and the thing I'm noticing too is there's a lot more states going to different states. lot more traveling going on. We're getting a lot more trucks wanting to come down and play here, come over and play here, and more. I should say trucks, more equipment, and then more equipment wanting to go venture out too.
Yeah.
And anytime we get that to where we got some coming in and some going out, now you're building those relationships with all those other organizations, and you're starting to become buddies and everything else. Hey, come down and camp. You can come stay at our place, all this stuff, and it just adds more. It gives such a greater show.
No, you're right, 100% right. I mean, and well, you know firsthand, but that's a big commitment to make, to drive even from here to Texas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's with fuel prices and what have you, just traveling that far, it's a huge commitment. So, well, even like the guys coming from Oregon this weekend, that's no easy haul.
No, not at all. You know, like they're leaving tomorrow, going to make it halfway, and then come the rest of the day on Friday. You know, that's a big commitment.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's
a
lot of good stuff going on.
I agree with you. I think there's a lot of positive things happening right now, and we're just going to try to keep that train rolling and keep doing our thing.
No, doing good, man. I mean, there's people talk about it all over the internet and polling sites. You know, they're talking about the West Coast a lot more than they used to. It's kind of like in the mid 80s, you know, when they were doing the Cow Palace shows and they were getting guys, you know, John Heilman and Banner Brothers, and you know, it's kind of getting that steam going again to where people are wanting to participate in other events out here, which is good. And you know, a lot of it's because of you guys. You know, it's a great show, no problems, and everybody loves going. So I can't wait, man. It's been a long year out, man, but I'm looking forward to hanging with you guys, man.
And I appreciate you saying that, and we're looking forward to seeing you out there.
I did a couple changes for the truck, so
Frank's got a question for you.
I don't know. It depends on the street dance, I guess.
So, well, let's move on into. We'll go through your points since you posted them up online.
Yeah, could you get to?
Yes, I got them on here. I'll bring them up, then let you go over them real quick.
Cool.
This is the MLM point standings as it stands right now after Chowchilla and Stockton.
So we
first
keep,
class.
Yeah, we keep points. We do it every year. I just haven't been good about, you know, producing them on the website during the year. But we go out 50 points for first place, 48, 46, 44, 42, so on down the road. So here are the country modified trucks. The Mad Professor, Modesto Junior College, looks like they got second twice. They got a 4-point lead. Now, like, we're not running the country modifieds in Willits or Lakeport. I don't think Ukiah. Anyways, so they may not be at all these events, but that's our schedule across the top, obviously.
But their limited schedule is add up points on every single time that they come.
Yeah. So there'll be throughout the year, we'll just keep adding up. Usually I block out with gray the ones where we're not running that class for points, but I didn't get that far. So I was just happy I got that done. So work stock diesel. I might have that wrong because actually Wade was not in Stockton. Last minute hooker. You know what? I'm going to redo that one. I'll double check that. So yeah, get that one off. So our 6,000 super stocks, Lomanducci, the Biseglia family. I think they've won our points the last 2 or 3 years. They won the ring both years in the Invitational. Great family, always there supporting us. They'll be up there this weekend. We always look forward to seeing the Biseglias. Just awesome family.
That's a mean truck too. That thing hooks. That's a good truck.
It is. Our limited pro stock diesels. Junior Silvera with the Mad Cow. He's kind of been on a little mad run with 2 awesome passes, 2 first place. Trey Smith with the Money Munchers in second, and then that all smoked out kid needs to get back in the game in third place. Super Farms, we had Brent Chippenary made it to both of our pools so far, Chowchilla and Stockton. He's got a good lead there. And then Jeff Perry took first place up in Stockton. So it's good to see those guys out there. This is our Pro Stock diesel pickups. Jim Mulrooney had a hell of a pass there with his hammer down truck. And then Everett with American Contender, he finally, he's been out. I think he's been waiting 2.5 years to get that engine
he's
back.
been out for a few years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he came back and made a good pass. Looking forward to seeing him out again. Our 12,000 hot farms. Got the Haymaker with the Haymaker and the Oliver are tied. Huh.
Tied.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I think Brad needs to find somebody else to help him with his tractor. Obviously, John's not giving him all the same beef the other 2 tractors are getting. Our 6,000-pound modified tractors, Dr. Zahn's got a first and a second there, so he's got a nice little lead. And one thing about the way we do our points, and some people don't like it, some people do like it, if you miss one, it's tough to get back in it, especially when there's only 4 or 5 showing up in a class, because that's only a 8 to 10 point swing. But on the flip side, that rewards the guys or gals that do go to all the pools.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why we do it. 7,400 pounds, we got the old whipper there. She had a beautiful pass in Chowchilla and did okay in Stockton. Good old Steve was there, and he put the hurting on us again. But that'll be a good class to watch. Man, I'm sorry that's so blurry, but the Pro Mods, we got Yellow Fever and Show No Mercy are tied right now.
Yep.
And then Triple Throwdown, who recently got a new driver, and you can see there's a big swing in the points from the first pull to the second pull. I don't know why. We could say it's the young driver, but Garrett did a beautiful job there in Stockton.
Right on, man. That's cool.
And then I think Code 3 is right in there too, it looks like.
Yeah.
Hey, go, JB. Huh?
82. The Yellow Fever and Show No Mercy are tied at 82. Triple Throwdowns at 80. Code 3's at 78. And then Baby Huey and Vindicator are tied at 70. And then 62 for Chain Reaction. Those are the ones that, and then there's a few other ones that, no, that's it, that hit both of them.
Yeah. And then, with only 2 shows, it's
hard.
Spread out. But if I don't start doing it now, then I'll wait until I got 6 shows behind us, and then I'll be all screwed up. And
Yeah.
I'll probably get discouraged and wait till the end of the year again, like last year. But anyway, so we're gonna try to keep that updated and posted. And
then I had to take this picture. This is from Lakeport the last time we were there.
Oh, hey, party. Yeah. Yeah, we did a couple changes. I actually put a needle cross in the rear end now, so should help with not having to hit the brake so much. And then driver's getting a little bit smarter now, I think. We'll see. I always say that, but it's like a fortune cookie. You just open it up and let it rip. I'll try not to hit the fence at Willits. Brian does a good job of making sure I don't get killed out there, so it's good. Works out good. Thanks, Brian.
I'll do my best to take care of you, buddy.
Thanks,
I got a challenge. I got a challenge for the 12,000 hot farm. To really see if it's driver or tractor. I think Spillman ought to drive the X Factor, and Brad drive Haymaker.
I'll put $100 on that.
Yeah. So John drove the X Factor.
I know.
You were there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, you guys deal with that. But it's John's comment about the I'm not getting involved in that one. But
I feel a text coming on pretty soon.
John, he's a big fan of that street dance. That it is fun. Yeah, it's a good time.
Real good time. Yep.
That question's for you, Jason.
Exhibition. I just run. There's no modified two-wheel drives out here anymore, but I just keep practicing. We're going to go to a blower truck here one of these days, but keep rolling on it. You know, I'm still trying to find somebody to build a fiberglass body so I can do a tube chassis, and I haven't found anybody yet, but might have to talk to a few people. I know Tim Manchester up there in Klamath Falls is building his own fiberglass monster truck. So just things in the works now that the health's doing good now. So yeah, just keep showing up. And favorite part is just when I feel that hook drop into the back of the hitch. You know, there's no turning back after that. It's like you just pull your pants down in front of everybody and let it rip. That's how it goes. That's pulling. That's pulling. That's it. You guys know it. You know, drag racing, you can go out. I did that for years. You can go out. You can test on the road a little bit, but pulling, you got to wait till the hook to the sled. I don't care if you try and hook to a dump truck or a dumpster. It's not the sled. So anyways, we're ready to go. We'll have fun either way and do the best we can.
I know where there's a 28 Hudson that was already started, just has to be finished.
Oh, I know where that's at.
Right down the road from me.
Uh-huh.
But
how's he doing? Is he doing all right?
Oh yeah. He's playing with horses. But yeah, so that's the points runs right now. That's the point standings for MLM. And you know, I think it's gonna be a tight run this year.
It is. I mean, and, you know, we've got good equipment, and if everybody keeps making good passes, it just it's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah,
it's really awesome to see that. Go ahead, John.
We're going to see a big shakeup after 2 runs this weekend.
Yeah.
What's cool is to see all the modified trucks back again. You know, there was a while there wasn't. You know, it was a handful, but it's really cool to see that many getting back involved again. It's awesome.
Hey, it wasn't 6 or 7 years ago we were putting on shows, and there may be 2 or 3 modifieds, and one of them was ours. And but now we're, you know, I don't know, we had 12, and I think it's been 12 at each event or 10 or something. I don't know. It's great. It is good.
Hey, tell your brother I said hi. He's going back there to get a iced tea or water again, I bet.
Let's see what he walks back by with.
Yeah. Hi, Kev. How's it going, Kevo?
Everybody wants to say hi, Kev.
Hi, guys.
What's up, Kev? Getting a nice water there, buddy?
Yep.
Okay. I'll have plenty of waters with me this weekend, so I'll have one with you.
Are the mountains blue?
Well, I'm not even going to show you what I got.
Show him, Kev. Don't be a bitch, Kev. Show him.
Yeah. The fridge was it's a twisted tea. Not much stuff.
Hey, see you this weekend, man.
See ya.
Are you taking off? No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, let's touch on the pullover again, and then also Brian, go back over the go to the link for the food and everything else that if you're camping in, let's just go back over everything real quick.
Well, let's start first with our registration. The links are live, and if you've pulled with us, if you've pulled with us this year, you were emailed a link that you can just click on, and it has all your information. You just say which you're going to register for these 2 events this weekend. Then you'll be set there, and then yeah, you guys. So we'll get pre-registered. Friday night, 6 p.m. Willits, enter on East Valley Street into the pit area. Be an awesome show. Starts at 6. Street dance party right whenever the show's over. You can listen to the music. We'll have our little potluck, have a good time. If you guys want to partake in some Rocky Mountain waters, you can do that. The nice thing is a lot of people are staying there, so you can have a little more fun, I guess. Saturday morning, we'll pack up and head southeast, I guess, about 50 miles, 55 miles. We'll go to Jason's Stomping Grounds in Lakeport. And that one, you enter, Jason, we'll be on Main Street, and then we turn on Martin, and then
turn on Martin Street. You're going to go past the main fairground exit and then hang a left right past. It's in between where the fair would be and the baseball fields.
okay.
You can't miss it, because if you go past that, there's a little creek there. But yeah, you'll see it. It's just right when the cyclone fence kind of rolls around to the left. So if you take Martin Street, just go right past the fairgrounds. There'll be the Lake County Fair sign, and then there'll be an open field, and then you'll see the cyclone fence kind of whip around, and you just drive in between the fair and the baseball fields and right to the back.
And that's like Estep Street or Estep Street, Estep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Martin to, I'm gonna say Estep, and then
that'll take you there. Yeah.
And if you need it, the address I believe is 401 Martin Street. If you wanted to put it in a map to get you close.
401 Martin Street. Yeah, Blair will have the gates open on that side. They don't enter on C Street no more because the way the road is now. But yeah, it's just, you can't miss it. You'll go right in front of the fairgrounds. You'll see the Lake County Fair sign, and then just right past that to the left.
Cool. And yeah, Cody, we don't discriminate. You can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's allowed, Cody.
Yeah, you can have anything you want. So Saturday night after you come in on Martin Street, 6 o'clock showtime. I know the Lakeport Speedway. I think their Facebook is Lakeport Speedway 2024 or. Anyways, they've got a link to buy tickets if anybody wants to buy general admission tickets. So that'll be a great show. We're looking forward to being there. Again, 6 p.m. Saturday, same times for registration. Registration will close at 4. I imagine we'll do our drivers meetings at 5:30 both nights. And that's it. We're looking forward to a great weekend.
We got to put a big shout out and a big thank you to Christy for setting it up the way she has it, because it works so slick to get all the registration done early.
You know,
She does awesome.
It does, and she designed that program herself, and then she's got it to where when you register, so it's kind of critical to put all the information in, how you want it read, and you know the name of your vehicle has to be right, and your address, social security number, if you're getting paid, all that stuff needs to be in there, because once it goes into the system, it just gets moved around where it has to go, and then it's really made life easier than back in the day when we would handwrite all the classes out, and then you miss somebody or you can't read handwriting on an entry form. So it's been great.
Yes.
You're right. A huge thank you to Christy for all she does for this. And then this potluck deal, we talked about it, and she talked to a few people in Stockton, and then she put that. There's a link up today on our Facebook and our Instagram that you could sign up for what you want to bring. If you want to bring something, I looked earlier. There's already 4 or 5 people signed up to bring stuff, and looking forward to seeing Kimmy and Chris and get that old baby Huey out there, make a good pass.
No, it'll be good. Just want to tell you, Brian, it's I got a couple good friends that got mobile welding trucks. Something happens on the way up, down, whatever, just give me a call. I already talked to them. They know we're coming up to pull this weekend. These are good dudes, so they can help out if something needs to be repaired.
Awesome. Yeah, because you never know when you're trying to run 2 nights in a row. It's hell, even just getting there.
Yeah.
But, you know, we I don't know. We've loaded up all the spare stuff we've got. I figure if we have it, we won't need it.
Yeah, no, that's my idea too. That's why. Yeah, I know. I get it. Bring it all.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys need anything on the way up, man, I'm just, I'm not far away, so just let me know. And retirement life is good right now, so if something comes up, give me a holler.
Cool, appreciate that.
Yeah, so just a reminder, everybody, Lakeport and Willits this weekend. You go to MLM Motorsports on their Facebook, Instagram. You can go West Coast Pullers. You can go to Code 3's page, Baby Huey's page, Double Ugly's page. All this stuff is on all these pages. You get all the information. We all share. A lot of the pool teams all share the information. So you can look up any of the pool teams and get the information right off of there. Come out and support it. to come out and support everything. And Brian, you got something else you wanted to say?
Yeah, you just mentioned everybody sharing it, and I am very grateful for that. Jason Schultz has always been on me about like, comment, share. You got to do all this shit. Man, I look at Facebook and I scroll through and I like what I can, but then I got to go back and do something else, and I don't do what he tells me to do. But we'll post something, and next thing you know, I see it on 15 different people's feeds, and we really appreciate that because, I mean, I feel like as a society we rely a little too much on social media and, well, hell, the internet in general, Amazon, everything, but it is important. It's an important tool that we use.
It's a big tool in the toolbox.
It's great. So we definitely appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that does share and like and comment and whatever else we got to do. But no, and like I said earlier, I think things are going great. We're moving in the right direction. There's a lot happening. We're looking at making other moves that just keep elevating stuff. So we're just going to keep going. Talking to a friend yesterday that pulls with us, and he's got younger kids, and talking about two other guys that have really young kids, and he says, "Man, we don't want pulling to go anywhere. We want it to stay because we all want what you have." And I said, "Shit, come and get it. We got too much out here." But then he said, "No," he says, we want to see our kids out there doing this. And I said, "Oh man," they're like, a couple of them are less than a year old. And I said, "Well, I can't promise you I'll still be here when they're old enough to drive." But that's one of the coolest things we have is this whole family deal. And, I love the fact that these guys are wanting to keep the sport going and growing for their kids.
Heck yeah, man.
It's exciting.
And Cody's right there. We're being seen all over. I mean, clear back to the Netherlands. Last time it was comments from the Netherlands. So, it's definitely getting out there.
No, it's well, thank you, Kimmy. We do it for the love of the sport, that's for sure.
Yep. So, but yeah, go to the Facebook pages and everything else. You guys stay on here. We'll play it out real quick, and we'll see everybody this weekend.
Thanks,
Safe
everybody.
travels, everybody. Safe travels, and we'll see you guys this weekend. It's gonna be awesome.